LiberalViewer presents.
So, having made a lot of videos using clips of Stephen Colbert playing a satirical character named Stephen Colbert on his fake conservative pundit show, The Colbert Report, I've noticed confusion from some viewers about when Colbert is joking, which was a topic the real Stephen Colbert addressed in a recent interview with Oprah Winfrey that included this clip.
The world seems confused by you.
Yay! I won!
The world seems confused by you. Not sure where the TV Colbert ends and the real one begins. And now recently, I love this quote about you in the New York Times Magazine, I think it was in January. They say, lately, though there's emerged a third Colbert. This one is a version of the TV show Colbert, except he doesn't exist on screen anymore. He exists in the real world and has begun to meddle in it. Who will I be talking to? That
doesn't sound... That sounds dangerous.
Yes, it does. Like. So who will I be talking to today?
You know what, that's an excellent question. I often don't know who people invite to come, talk to them. Because I'm called Stephen Colbert. I have a character named Stephen Colbert. We both the same social security number, the whole deal. And I don't mind if the audience can't tell who's who at times.
At times.
At times. On the show. In my real life, this is just me right now. This is just Stephen.
You.
This is just Stephen Colbert, not Stephen Colbert.
Now, my own experience with people's confusion about Stephen Colbert goes back to early YouTube videos I made using clips from the Colbert Report that generated a lot of comments asking me if I understood Stephen Colbert was playing a satirical character on his show, and I even got some comments attacking me for failing to get the joke. Those comments were more understandable on some early videos I made for fun in which I jokingly took the Colbert character seriously, like my video LiberalViewer Nails Stephen Colbert, or one of my favorites, Jon Stewart Stones Stephen Colbert from a Glass House. Since humor's subjective, some people didn't get my joke, though I always found it particularly amusing when people who didn't get my joke attacked me for supposedly not getting Stephen Colbert's joke, and while I understand some of the confused reactions I got on some of those early joke videos I made, I've been more surprised by the number of such comments I keep getting on my 2010 video, Stephen Colbert versus Stephen Hawking's Atheism, which I get even though I call Colbert a satirical conservative pundit in the first few seconds of the video and make several other references to Colbert's comedy in my narration. While some of those comments may just be trolling, Stephen Colbert actually offered an alternative explanation in his interview with Oprah in this clip.
My point often is I should not be telling you what to think. But that's what a lot of nighttime punditry is. I'm going to tell you how to think and how to feel. More importantly, I'm going to tell you how to feel regardless of what you think.
But in your satire and your satirical take on not telling us what to think, you get us to think.
Well, that's a double gainer.
Isn't it? But the whole idea is you'd get us to think.
Well, I want you to think. I want you to think about what I'm talking about.
Yes.
But I don't always want you to know what I think about it, because sometimes I agree with my character. And it's important to me that the audience not know when that is.
When it is.
So, even though Stephen Colbert is playing a satirical character, sometimes he secretly agrees with that character, and because Stephen Colbert is also a Catholic, the distinction between Stephen Colbert the person and Stephen Colbert the character could become especially blurred when Stephen Colbert the character is attacking atheism. Plus, because Colbert is such a great comic actor, he can modulate what's usually an over-the-top caricature to sneak in a few moments that create the ambiguity confusing people about his true position. At least that's what I think, but I want to know what you think. Does Stephen Colbert's satirical character modulate from an over-the-top caricature to occasionally sneak in some underlying truths? And, as a corollary, has Stephen Colbert succeeded in hiding from viewers those times when he actually agrees with his satirical character?
YouTube, you decide.